You ever wonder why you can go hard for like 2 days and then fall off the face of the earth by day 3? You start journaling, hitting the gym, reading books, drinking water like your life depends on it. And then boom, one small inconvenience and you're back to being a lazy, unfocused mess. Sound familiar? Good, because I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. This is going to hurt, but if you sit through this, you'll leave different. Let's talk about why you can't stay consistent and how to finally fix it. Let's start with the first lie you've been telling yourself. I just struggle with staying consistent. No, you don't. You don't struggle with consistency. You're actually amazing at it. You're consistent at being inconsistent. Consistently scrolling, consistently quitting, consistently bullshitting yourself. You're not inconsistent. You're just consistent with the wrong habits. The real problem, there are no real consequences for you failing. You skip the gym, nobody calls you out. You procrastinate, the world doesn't explode. You scroll for 4 hours instead of building something. Your future gets dimmer, but hey, the room's still warm. And that's the trap. You're not consistent because your life hasn't fallen apart enough to force change. You've built a cage out of comfort and padded it with, "It's not that bad." But let me ask you this, is not that bad really how you want to live? You've convinced yourself you'll be consistent when life gets easier. But life isn't going to get easier. You just need to get stronger. Here's how it always goes. You watch one fire video, you get hyped, you write goals, you clean your room, you feel like this is the new you. Then the hype fades because it was never discipline, it was just dopamine. You didn't build a system, you build a mood swing. Motivation hits like a drug, but like all highs, it fades. And when it fades, you crash. And when you crash, you're back where you started. Why? Because you built your habits on emotion, not identity. You only work when you feel like it. You're consistent when it's convenient. But success doesn't reward convenience. It rewards war. You say you want to win, but your actions say you want to feel good. And those two are not the same. You don't take your goals seriously. You treat them like hobbies, like fun side quests in a video game. Something you do when you're in the mood, not something that defines your existence. That's why it's so easy for you to flake on them. You wouldn't skip brushing your teeth for 3 days, right? Because that's part of your identity. It's a non-negotiable. But your business, your health, your future, those are optional. Don't lie to yourself. You know it's true. If your dreams were a must, you'd already be showing up every day. But right now, they're just nice to have. You know what else is killing your consistency? You give up the second you don't see results. You go to the gym for a week, don't see abs, and suddenly you're rethinking your routine. You start creating content, post 3 times, get no views, and decide it's not working. You study for 5 days, don't become a genius, and convince yourself you're just not smart enough. You expect instant returns for long-term work, but consistency isn't a lottery ticket, it's compounding interest. You won't see the win until you've stacked enough boring days behind it. Let me be real with you. It's not just your fault, it's also your biology. Your brain is designed to survive today, not build 5 years from now. It loves dopamine, comfort, instant rewards, low effort, high stimulation, TikTok, easy, Netflix, delicious, junk food, perfect, real discipline, painful. So unless you consciously rewire yourself, you'll always default to the easiest route. You'll choose distraction over focus, pleasure over progress. That's why it feels unnatural to stay consistent, because it is. But you're not an animal. You can override that wiring. The world isn't soft, so you can't afford to be. You keep waiting for a system that feels easy, one that fits your lifestyle. But your lifestyle is the very thing that's killing your progress. You need to get uncomfortable. You need to feel friction, because without friction, there is no transformation. Here's how you fix it. For real this time. Stop chasing perfect days. Start building systems. Systems don't care how you feel. They just ask, did you show up? Don't set a goal to read. Set a time block, 15 minutes, every day. No exceptions. Don't set a goal to work out. Attach it to a trigger. Wake up, change, gym. Don't rely on memory. Build a habit tracker. Visualize your progress. You want to stay consistent, lower the bar, raise the standard. Don't wait to feel like doing the hard thing. Do the hard thing until it becomes the normal thing. And when you miss a day, don't miss 2. Missing once is human. Missing twice is a decision. If this is already hitting way too close to home, that's what this channel's for. Not motivation, but mental rewiring. So if you're tired of falling off every 3 days, maybe stop watching random fluff and just stay here instead. Let me tell you something people don't talk about. Confidence doesn't come from hype. It comes from evidence. Every time you show up for yourself, even when you don't want to, you collect evidence that you're the real deal. And every time you quit, you train your brain to believe that you're weak. So what story are you feeding yourself? What pattern are you reinforcing? You're not going to become disciplined because of one video. You're going to become disciplined because you do the right thing, even when your brain begs you to stop. Repetition builds identity, and your identity controls your behavior. So start acting like the person you say you want to be now, not later. And if you don't, nothing changes. You keep waiting for consistency to get easier. It won't. You want to know the real fix? You have to stop thinking of it as something to fix. You just do it. You're not always going to be inspired. You're not always going to be motivated. You're not always going to be ready, but you still have to move. So the next time your brain whispers, let's skip today, let's restart Monday, you look that voice in the face and say, no, I'm not negotiating with weakness anymore. That's how it starts. You've spent years breaking promises to yourself. Let this be the video that finally makes you stop. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now you can't stay consistent because you're still looking for loopholes. There aren't any. You want to change? Then don't miss today. That's it.